What's up, guys? I'm Angelo, co-founder of the Residency brand. I represent between Los Angeles and Las Vegas as my two residencies. Here at the Residency brand, I oversee the product design and the logistics. So come join us, come hang out as we rep your residency.
Hey guys, Andrew here from Residency, one of the co-owners and in charge and oversee web and graphic design. Also in charge of all events. Can't wait to see you guys in your select cities to rep your residency.
How's it going, guys? Zach King here, co-founder of Residency. I oversee the marketing and brand expansion. Tune in and check out how just in 3 short years, we were able to expand Residency worldwide.
Zach, man, it's time.
Bedtime.
A little about the brand.
Yes, sir.
What we have behind the hype and hype school, and teaching them about really the behind the scenes, man.
For sure.
Residency's been a blessing, I know, for me and my family and all the work we put.
Totally.
But tell me a little bit about it, man. Let's tell the people, how do we get here, man? Like, look at us. We're different. 2 different worlds.
Totally. So I think just from a residency standpoint, as far as hats, I feel like people just were tired of the same boring logos. They had seen the same designs for years. They wanted something fresh. You know, like when I talk to players like Trent and Debo, it's like, hey man, I want to rep my city, but I want to do it, in style, something different. And when I go to a nightclub or restaurant, I don't want the same boring thing I've seen. And like you always talk about, the heartstring piece.
Yep.
Anytime you ask somebody where they're from, they start smiling.
Everybody's from somewhere in one way or another.
Totally.
Whether you were born there, you reside there, transplant, whatever it is.
100%.
Let's talk a little bit of how do we come up with the residency name, man? Right, so this is a funny story, right? It wasn't like we were trying to think of names, like Corona. But like we knew we wanted to start a lifestyle brand that meant something to people.
Yeah.
But how did we come up with the name?
I mean, well, quite frankly, we always, at least me, I communicate through rap lyrics.
Yeah.
So my translation to you is everything through a verse. Most of the verses you don't know. It's always a verse I gotta almost translate for you again. So long story short, I think Ross's album had just come out. It was Port of Miami 2 or 3, whatever you got. It was that Vegas residency, man. It was just on my mind, and I was just trying to find ways to represent and also ways to scale the brand, right? To essentially touch different aspects of society. Where you live, where you're from. DJs have a residency, doctors have a residency, right? So just trying to play on, exactly, yeah.
And I felt that was the biggest miss, right? Like in the fashion world,
100%.
People are, when they wear a hat or clothing or whatever, they're representing a team or a different entity.
Right.
Versus representing the city you love, right? That
Totally.
light up, that smile.
Yep.
So a little bit about you, right? Like let's tell the people
right.
where you're from.
So yeah, I'm kind of from all over, man.
Look like?
I mean, my closet is basically whatever can match an outfit.
The fit.
The fit. I'm all about the fit, right? I'm the most unloyal fan. I mean, I'll take you all the way from Raiders, the Niners, the Dodgers, the Lakers, right? Like you got stuff like I'm just all about the fit, and I think that's the beauty of residency. We do have color variations that people can play off with and match different outfits that. No offense, but other companies weren't doing. They weren't thinking like that. So that was huge. But for me, personally, if you gave me a blank check, I'd be in Miami tomorrow. I mean, that's my Brickle all day. Brickle you to death. Brickle you to death. And then I'm a Joe Stone crab you for dinner. You know what I mean? So that's me as a person. That's what I love. But as far as a fan, like I'm just about the fit and outfit.
Man. For me, like growing up in Vegas, like we didn't have anything to represent kids growing up in Vegas, right? We didn't have a team. We didn't really have anybody.
You're just getting that now.
Exactly. And then when I moved to LA and really began loving LA, the lifestyle of LA, like I wasn't a Dodger fan.
No.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not a Dodger fan. I wear that blue, but don't get me wrong. But I wanted to represent the city and the feeling and 100%. Really capture that.
And there's people that don't even care about sports. Right, I mean, we always, we love sport, but there's people that don't even care about any sports at all. What do they rock?
Yep.
So it's like, no offense. I mean, there's people out there. We have customers like that, right? They just care about the city. They don't give a shit what team is that.
They love it, right?
Yeah.
They love their city. They love that little smile when you bring up your city. Like, hey, I'm from home team, right?
Yep.
That means something.
And then, like I said, when I talk to players, also the fit. The fit, having different fit variations, right? It's not a cookie cutter. one size fits all type brand, right? There's different styles for women, for men, and if you got a big head, if you got a small head, right? Like you have customers like that. And I just think a lot of brands weren't thinking that big for their customer base.
Yeah, so I have a background in the fashion industry.
Yeah, I don't. Other than being a customer.
I've been in the fashion industry for over 15 years, right? But you don't, right? So talk a little bit about
so
how do we build that?
Yeah, so when you actually came to me with the idea, Zach, I got this idea about selling hats. I look at you like you was crazy, but I was like, whatever. You come to me, you do your homework. If you come to me with a product or prototype, I'll see what I can do. I can sell whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't, I don't know fashion other than being a customer, which is, a lot of good insight. A lot of times people don't understand as a business owner, you got to think like a customer to attract customers. But me personally, like all I know how to do is buy clothes. I never really had that retail or fashion experience. My experience from a business standpoint was a restaurant business. So, I didn't know, but I knew how to look fly.
Tell them the story.
Yeah,
So tell them the story.
Yeah,
you were with a chain.
I started Chicken Concept in 2007, and you were one of my best customers. We had a store inside the mall.
Yep, tell them the story.
And I was selling fried chicken. I was selling Kool-Aid fried chicken.
Best customer.
So now you come, you want grilled chicken, you want broccoli.
That's what I was super fit.
Right.
I was super
Technically, this shit ain't on the menu, but I'm a hustler and I ain't gonna lose a sale.
Yeah.
So if you want pizza, if you want a chicken pizza, I was gonna order that. I was going that shit from Domino's and just chop some chicken on there for you. That was that level of hustle. But to that point, I feel like a lot of people talk themselves out of the blessing and they don't even tap into their own creativity.
Yeah.
And we laugh about that chicken and broccoli, but that's kind of the same concept of how we started Residency. We knew that a void was missing and we knew somehow we had to fill it.
Yeah. So man, we got $300 on the table.
Yeah.
We got a lot of blessings around us. We're super fortunate. I'm not really a gambling man.
Nah,
Why do we got $300 on the table?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, anytime you bet on yourself, people gonna call it gambling. Anytime you take a chance, people gonna call it a gamble. You may not view it that way, but anytime you go against the grain. But yeah, long story short, this $300 is so significant because essentially that's what you and I put in a piece to start this company. So I do public speaking, talk to kids all the time, and I tell them like, look, you don't have to go to business school. You don't have to be, you don't need a whole bunch of capital to start. You just need a work ethic, a vision, and a grind, and a plan.
LLC one.
Nah, I know you didn't.
Right? I know we had to get our LLC and start it off and what are we doing exactly in this, right?
But I always tried, like one thing we always did, we always tried to treat this as a Fortune 500 company from day one.
Yep.
So even if we only put in $300 a piece, we came in this thing like, hey, we starting a major company.
That's where our vision was always so big, right?
Totally.
Even though we weren't selling any hats, right? I remember when I was packing hats out of my apartment, one hat, no orders, nothing, no sales. But we had this vision that meant something to us.
Totally.
We knew that was a void out there.
I credit you for that. The visionary has always been you. I've been more of the manifestation and like how do we actually go from the vision to that. But no, you've always been a great visionary, man. Even approaching me with the product.
Oh, man.
Like I told you, people call me all the time, hey, Zach, a way for me to invest my money, right? But you came, you did your homework, you brought a product. And honestly, with the design you had, the initial design, I just got it in front of people. I didn't even have to sell it. Yep. It was a dope product. People started talking about it. And it just goes to that void I think was missing.
Man, that's all love, seriously.
For sure.
Let's talk about how we grew the Residency brand.
Yeah.
Right? So we started at the $300. I'll put $300 in you and me. But
I need to borrow $300. I might have to take this. Y'all watching this, I might have put it. Let me take this while he in a good mood. While he in a good mood. Yeah, put that up real quick.
So we started at $300. Yep. How did we get it from 300 to scale to the 20 different?
So this is the thing I tell people, man. You can't be afraid of starting small. People are so afraid of being embarrassed. They got so much pride.
We were just selling.
Yeah, begging friends, begging family. Some friends I lost because they didn't buy a hat. You know what I'm saying? So one of those things like just not being afraid to start small. But true story, I told my father-in-law when we first started, I just want to sell 3 hats a day.
Yep.
I always told him.
3 hats?
Because how I looked at it was, okay, 3 can lead to 6, 6 can lead to 9, 9 can lead to 36. It's all scale. So if I sell 3 hats a day, I'm technically at $3,000 a month.
Yep.
$30 a hat, you're $90 a day.
Yep.
Do the math, I'm at 3 G's a month. 36 G's a year.
And honestly,
I'm looking at scale.
Trying to make some extra grease.
Correct.
Right? I knew I was going to have a child. I knew I was going to get married, right? All of that. And I wanted to be able to provide in that fear of not being able to provide.
That doesn't make you hustle.
That I wanted,
that's the best motivation.
That hustle.
No, for sure. But I think that's the thing. Starting small, not being afraid to start small, then understanding how to scale. Then scaling, one thing we did great, we scaled our customers, but we also scaled our marketing.
Yep.
Doubling down on people that we knew we had to get product to.
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
So anyway, that was just my goal. Like I tell my father all the time, hey, 3 goals cada dia. That's all I wanted was 3 hats a day.
It.
You know, and he looked at me like I was crazy. Now I look at him like he crazy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So cheers, 100%.
All love, seriously. So let's talk about next steps. We knew we had opportunities, man.
Big.
Right, so we grew. Obviously, we grew from starting the business in 2019.
Yeah.
We saw some good growth.
Yeah.
2020, some better growth. And then we got towards the end of that year, man. And we knew we had opportunity.
Yeah.
And we needed to get better to continue to expand and grow.
For sure. I think we planted a lot of good seeds that eventually popped. And that's the thing with any business, man. You never really know when that pop is going to come. But if you're not planting the seeds, then hey, you know you don't have a chance if you're not trying.
So that's really where it was, right? Like we both saw a void, we had an opportunity.
Yep.
And quite frankly, that's where we brought in my best friend, right?
100%.
And that's the thing, like we were always close friends and became best friends through this, right? But then, you know, being business partners is different than friendship.
Totally.
Right?
And I told you that from
about that, right?
Yeah, so I told you that from day one. You know, I partnered with had other business ventures and partnered with people, and you can't partner with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, there's ego involved, there's poor communication involved. You know, there's people who don't have the same work ethic or hustle, and you might be the best friends in the world at a nightclub. But when it's time to start a business, that's not the person for you to start. So, I mean, you need the help because there's so much work involved, but I think people don't understand, like, just because we homies don't mean we're going to be great.
I underestimated the amount of work.
Yeah.
Right? I thought it was putting a product on the website, take a couple photos.
Well, it is in the beginning, but when you scale, when you become super gremlin, then that's when the work you gotta get your shit together because customers ain't trying to hear that shit.
Exactly.
They comparing you to Amazon.
Exactly.
You know, I ordered today. Where the hell is my package?
Exactly. And I think that's what's important about Hype School, right?
Totally.
Is understanding the growing pains. We just didn't feel that there was anything on YouTube or any channels to really express and show the true behind the scenes of scaling a business the real way.
And honestly, man, people don't want to tell you these secrets. You know, stuff we're getting ready to share, people don't want to hide. Like, I'm a person like this. I want to see everybody do well and see everybody make money. It's not coming out of my pocket. Right? So I want to see you do well, but a lot of people don't want to share these hidden gems and they don't want to tell people these cheat codes. And a lot of it is just work ethic too, man. Work ethic and being consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was.
Anyone gonna out hustle you?
Oh no, I ain't gonna. I ain't gonna. I mean, you keep up with me, but no, man. I just feel like for me, it's just like a drug. Like it's the more you see the fruits of your labor paying off. That's part of it. The other part about it is when people have entrusted me or counted on me, I don't want to let them down. You know, like people that have actually given me a chance to get in a room that I wouldn't be in. The last thing I want to do is, you know, make them feel like I fell off or got lazy.
Yep.
So that's just a little personal thing that I have.
Absolutely.
You know?
So that's really the next steps that we're going to show, right? Is we wanted to introduce you guys to really the third partner that we brought in that really helped take residency from the level we were at and where we were able to scale and really take it up to that next notch.
For sure, 100%.
We still have a world to go.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Right? But as God said, his arrival, man. Like I said, we wouldn't be where we are today without that individual.
Absolutely. So today, what we're really proud and really happy is to present our third co-owner of the Residency brand, which is one of my best friends, in Andrew Rivas.
Yes, sir.
Pick that up.
My man. Let's do it.
What's up, man? How are you? Good? Let's do it. Let's talk to the people. Let's tell them a little bit. Let's take Andrew out of the shadow.
You tell me, finally. Wow, you've been hiding long enough, man.
Crazy moment. Let's talk a little bit today, Andrew. So, but before we do, we got to pour up.
Please get him right.
Do a little cheers.
Blessing.
And seriously, always all the blessings to us, man. And seriously, thank you to all the people for all the continued support and love, right?
When I need a refill. Yes, sir. Cheers, brother. Yes, sir. Welcome home, man.
Welcome home. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, guys.
Love you, boys.
Sir, love you too, Papa.
All right, Andrew. It's time you came from behind the curtain, right?
Yeah.
So tell them a little bit about your role, right? And when you joined the Residency brand, what it was like from an outside point of view coming in.
Yeah, man, just looking at it from the outside point of view, I really resonated with the brand, especially like just in the sense of moving from LA and going to Vegas. And, you know, I didn't want to rep any of the Vegas teams. There wasn't even any Vegas teams.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, you were there with me.
Yeah.
For those people who don't know. But for those who don't know, me and you work together. You know, you guys gave me pretty much my first job.
Yep.
Just rose to the ranks through that. And obviously, just knowing that Vegas isn't my cup of tea. You've always seen me wear my Dodger blue or my Lakers or whatever it may be. And,
Yeah.
you know, with the brand just being what it was and how inspiring it is in the sense of repping your residency, you know, maybe one day I will wear a big hat.
I've always seen you in LA gear. Double LA gear.
You catch me in SF every now and then.
Yeah.
On Blue Moon, you know. But other than that, no, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you know, I felt like it was just such a good, like, your vision towards it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would have never thought of that, even though how simple it is, you know.
Right.
It was
The
right
simplest
on my
concept.
100%.
Right? Like sometimes I feel like people make it bigger than what it really is.
Totally.
Right? I think we tell people a little bit about the roles right now.
Yeah.
You see the 3 co-owners,
For sure.
right? Like all of that, right? Like Zach, tell them a little bit about your role,
Yeah.
the company, what you oversee.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is marketing, brand expansion. I mean, low key, I mean, I pretty much run Residency like a sports agency.
Yeah.
You know, I'm scouting you out. I'm already picking talent.
Don't be so humble, right? So you played
No,
for the Florida Gators.
yeah, I did, but I mean, you know, that background gave me more an insight on the psyche of how players think, how people think, and how customers think, right? And I think it's just a perfect combination with everything we have going on from a vision standpoint, understanding the hype that's necessary to move that needle, right? But I mean, yeah, I mean, like, you know, I was picking Purdy before it was Purdy, before it was Debo, Max Crosby, right? I'm already like kind of, you know, resonating with people before they ended up being this huge.
It's so important how genuine you are in those relationships,
Totally.
right? Because I feel so many other companies, especially when they
100%.
become these Fortune 500.
I'm gonna be with you regardless. I'm gonna be with you, you know, God forbid something go wrong. God forbid you get hurt, cut, traded, you know, even if you stop playing. Like I'm literally rocking with you to the wheels fall off, but I'm doing that sports agent scouting report on you. And I mean that's my gift, you know, and knowing how to scout players and knowing how to scout people. But I think it just resonates, man, and people appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not just there during the good times.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you're selling yourself short.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to. I mean, you have to.
Making chickens.
Yeah.
Picking age, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. Might lose that to a sport agent deal.
No, I mean, but I just think people appreciate that. Like I always tell people, man, you know, a rich person wants to be treated. A famous person wants to be remembered.
Yep.
You know, a talkative person wants to be listened to. It's just common sense shit. You know, and I think people just lose sight of that, and that's just how I've been able to really expand and connect with people. And then now, once people realize you're solid, they're like, hey, you know, this is
good
a
intentions,
100%.
Like you have good intentions.
And then I don't do petty shit either. You know, I ain't asking nobody for game tickets. I ain't asking nobody to borrow their car. You know, I don't need $500 from you. You know, like I'm just here to.
Where about $100 go?
Oh man, I'm keeping that. I earned that. I still got it. I let you borrow 100. Keep 100.
We got 100 in the pocket.
Give Andrew 100 too. Hey, I show love, right? But it's just one of those things, man. I'm just not a fair weather fan.
Yeah.
And I think people, you know, at least the people that I rock with, they understand that.
Yeah, Andrew, so you came into the business, obviously, talked a little bit about what you really loved about the brand, but tell them what you do, right, obviously, and what your role is in the brand.
Yeah, guys. So really much, I'm in web design and graphic design for the business. I also run all the events. So if you guys watch 626 or Foodie Land, you follow all of those. We're going to be at pretty much all the events coming up this next year.
Even tailgating.
Yep, tailgating.
Yeah.
We got First Friday in Vegas.
Right.
Local LA events.
And that's huge because now that allows us to come out of the internet. You know, we started in 2019 as online business,
And
but
the
now
pandemic,
I can pull up. I couldn't pull up on you during the pandemic, but now I can pull up on you, and now you can touch it. You can touch, you can feel it, and customers appreciate that.
Yeah.
So no, that's huge.
And really, my role in the brand, right, was just. Right, the overall product. The product needed to be perfect, and it needed to be a perfect storm, right?
It did.
Yeah, we could have a great product, but if we didn't market and get the product to the customers and seeing it in the best way, if it didn't look professional on our website, right, it was kind of like a perfect storm, and that's where we knew we had that opportunity. Where Andrew, you really filled the void, right?
Totally.
So talk to the people a little bit about that process of joining from outside, right, and joining into a company, right? Like, what did that feel like?
Well, I'll go first before you even get going with him. It's a lot of fucking work. People don't understand the work.
Like, and that's what I said.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
This crazy.
Me and you was about to fall out. Like if he hadn't showed up when he showed up because you was slacking on email blasts, I'm like, we need some fucking help. We need some fucking help. And I say we gotta bring somebody who you communicate well with, who you understand with, and you can actually work well with. Like the thing about this shit people don't get, you can't have no ego.
Yep.
You can't have no community.
That's the biggest thing.
Like
if you can't take feedback, like how much do we all give each other feedback?
And in positive.
Not in positive, developmental, right? Like, and with no feelings at the end of it.
Totally.
I feel that's what breaks up amazing companies. That's
100%.
what breaks up amazing.
Because if you got an ego, now I can't communicate. I can't really tell you what needs to be done because you're chewing your feelings, and I can't get past your ego to really communicate transparently. You know, he'll tell you straight up. He ain't got no problem being transparent. I think he'll cuss you out on Easter Sunday, right? But honestly, people, we laugh, but that cuts so much time and so much bullshit out of just the regular deal. You can, you know, you and I both worked in corporate America, right? Like understanding, like if we could just cut through the bullshit, how much more effective we could be. So that's the thing.
The loops and loops.
Yeah. So anyway, for me, it was people don't realize the work that's involved. No ego, having the right fit, and having somebody who could understand that and could be flexible and fit in and do what needed to be done, and take positive feedback and give feedback. Like just don't come here and no, you actually came with ideas.
Yes, man.
Hey, not at all, man. We don't need that.
The thing for me, Andrew, with you coming in, right, was one, we needed to fill a void, right? We knew we had opportunities and events on web design, right, all of that. But I felt our biggest opportunity was like just being open and honest from an outside point of view. Right? Because when you get into the business, you can lose sight sometimes of your end vision, end goal, or really what the customer is seeing and feeling.
Totally.
And I think that's really where you came in also, and you were able to help kind of snap us back into place and where we could continue to grow.
Totally.
But for your perspective, right? Like how was it coming in and what did that feel like, look like?
I mean, listen, man, I feel like one of those things, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I felt you guys were on the right path and everything that you guys were doing. It needed something to just blend in. Like Zach said, no egos. I definitely don't have one. All I want to do is make the team better.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Team players?
I'll sit in the corner.
Three in the corner. Right. Okay, I see you, Mike Miller. No.
That's generally how I see it, man. Like, I just want to look at it from the things that I can help better it. And as long as I can help better it, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that I continue to inspire with that.
Yeah.
And just continue to do it. And with you guys already propelling this company and where it was going, just had to make sure I maintained it and maintained everything that
you did, man. And let's talk about that, right?
So for him, my key thing was balance. A lot of shit I be telling you, I almost need like a ghetto filter for you to hear it. And so Andrew, cheers. You were my balance. I mean, I could say the same shit he would say, but it was just, I don't know how, it just resonated different.
I think it's like, and we all go through this, right?
Totally.
Validating the message.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you need to hear it from sometimes I need to hear it from someone, whatever it might be. Right? It's validating that message. But we got from a point, 2019, awesome. Right? It was a struggle.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? 2020, okay, we started to grow. Obviously, the pandemic was happening. Then obviously you joined. Let's talk about that scalable level, right? And let's really give people the behind the hype and really give them game to hype school. So what was that pop for us?
I mean, the pop, to be honest with you, I tell everybody when I talk to people, pop was ready. I don't know if the 49ers had a team. I don't know if these people had a team meeting. I don't know what happened. But literally it was Trent, Debo, Kittle, Warner, everybody the same week. And so we had to get ready overnight. I tell people that, when it's your moment, you can't slow down that momentum. You got to be ready. Because customers ain't trying to hear that. 100%.
Gas. I remember you telling me, right? It was like, this is the moment we worked for.
100%.
And now it's time to go.
And if you don't,
we all did, right? Like we all ran.
And if you don't cash in on it, and if you can't be consistent with it, you lose customers. So you work this hard for this moment, and then now if you can't cash in on it, those are customers you'll never get back.
And it's hard to scale, man, right? We went through okay, we're going to get the product. Do we have enough material?
I mean, you remember.
Can we do it fast enough? But that was what I felt we were good from a vision standpoint. Is you still put those things in place to be ready, right? And that was putting him in place to be ready. Obviously, the goal that you have, the vision I had, putting the logistics in place, that was a big win, right? But Reddit was huge for us, right?
It was.
Reddit really spread like wildfire
instantly.
I remember that feeling.
And it was all organic.
It was a blessing, right? Like a blessing we're all super thankful for to this day.
So I think too, the blessing is, customers ain't trying to wait. And honestly, celebrities ain't trying to wait. Zach, I gave you this opportunity, which I'm already rich. If I'm Trent, I'm already rich. What you gonna do? So that was something I didn't want to fumble the rock, and I didn't want to lose that opportunity. Because like I said, once you lose those opportunities, customers ain't coming back. They are literally comparing you to Amazon, and they ain't trying to hear shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember going to LA, going to Phoenix, all in one day, coming back to Vegas,
Yeah.
getting inventory.
Where we packing boxes.
Oh my God! I had my mama packing boxes. Still, yeah, right. We had everybody on payroll.
Everyone. Everyone on payroll. Everyone was on.
But hey, you want to go out? You want to dance with Debo? Hey, mama, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Put in the work.
And they get it.
Yeah.
But 100%, it's that and so many people slow down momentum. You pray for this stuff, and then when it happens, you're like, oh well, I want an off day today. I slow it down. But you can't slow down that momentum.
Yep.
I think and another thing just to touch on that is just consistency.
Yeah.
Right? That's one thing that I feel like we have a common goal and we're consistent in what we do. And it doesn't matter how fast it goes, we're going to consistently make sure that we get to that point.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So why should people tune in with us, right? So we're obviously calling this Hype School.
Yeah.
Which is really behind the hype, right? So we started the brand. We'll give insight into everything.
So yeah, I'll go first. What I'm gonna do for me for Hype School is, like I said, there's so many cheat codes that people won't tell you. People don't want you to be successful.
They didn't tell us.
Hell no, they don't want you to know. They don't want. If anything,
And we're still trying to find out.
right. So me, I don't mind. I'll give you my whole recipe because, like I always tell you, you got to do the work.
Yep.
Like I'll tell you how to cook the sauce and put the salt and the pepper, but you gotta stir the pot. I can't stir the pot for you. So for me, that's the important piece. The other important piece of this is the manifestation and the vision. Like I love scouting somebody out.
Yep.
And seeing them evolve into this person. Even with me and you, we talk shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Potential.
Right, I see the potential, I scout them out, and then now you see the growth and development. And then
ROI?
Yeah, 100%. ROI, and in full circle.
Yeah.
Seeing somebody develop and seeing them come, I don't know, for me, that's just inspiring. So I think that's the stuff people are going to see. The behind the scenes, how do we get from point A to point B? How do you get from $300 to $2 million right in less than 3 years?
Yep.
How do you scale? How do you essentially, create this spider web and one person leads to another person? How did Trent, infiltrate a whole locker room and a whole organization? Yep. That's the type of stuff we want to talk about.
They don't understand the steps that go into it.
Not at all.
And are you willing to do that work?
Totally.
Right? So Andrew, for you, right? Like why should people tune in really with us and understand with Hype School?
Just going off what Zach said, man, we're going to give you things that a normal person wouldn't. A lot of people don't want to see people win. We do. Obviously, this comes from a genuine aspect. Like we want people to rep the residency, but we want to also help them and genuinely help them in the fact with anything that they want to do. So I feel like this is more of an education with Hype School. I feel like we're here, to institutionalize and help the younger generation to get to where we are.
Yep.
Because honestly, we're still young. Like I like to think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
The bones are sometimes.
My knees ain't the same as they used to be. But
Can you stop?
maybe a couple months. I need some time. But I just feel genuinely that we're here in a genuine place, and we just want to institutionalize and help the younger generation get to where we are.
Yeah. And I would say with Hype School, right, is seeing the people behind it and the heart we have.
Totally.
Right? That's an important piece, man. Like people say not to start business with your friends. And we're saying.
And it's even, if we talk about hype, but it's even cool to see the hype, like appreciate the hype. So I'll give y'all a true story. Less than a month ago, I pulled up at the 49ers facility. Debo hit Trent, when he saw the sprinter, he tapped, so it's even cool to see this full circleness of people giving you a chance, you delivering on the opportunity, and even they're shocked.
Yep.
They're like, damn, like I gave you an opportunity and you took it and ran with it. So that's the thing. We talk about ROI, but we also talk about, hey, you're given a blessing. What are you going to do with it?
Yep.
Because you got people counting on you.
Yeah.
Right? And at the end of the day, this is a blessing, but what do you do with that blessing? Yeah. So I think,
what we say, you Reggie Miller.
Right. Sense of urgency too. Sense of urgency. All that stuff is a formula for the hype that I think we've created. And I think just learning how to double down on, people's heartstrings, where they're from, cities, players, everything.
So on the next episode, what you guys will see is behind the scenes into Shoe Palace, right? And the deal and how we got into Shoe Palace. So make sure you're visiting your local Shoe Palaces to pick up your residency hat. But that will be the episode behind the hype,
100%.
really understanding how we got into it and the work that went into it, right? It doesn't just happen, right? And the years that it took to get into these retail spots, stadiums, and into these different retailers. So make sure to join us on Hype School and check us out on YouTube. And seriously, all love from myself, Angelo, from Andrew, from Zach, and all love seriously from the residency.
And I need my $100. You get my $100? I need my $100 back. Hey, I need my another pair. Y'all see I collected. Yeah, I give that y'all.
Guys, much love. Make sure you rep your residency.
Cheers.